The search for a new general manager and head coach are in full swing for the Minnesota Vikings, and it's the same situation as every year previous. Everyone and their mother has opinions on who the Vikings should and shouldn't interview, myself included. This list, on the other hand, is everyone who's been requested by the Minnesota Vikings for a head coaching interview as of January 17th, in no particular order. To start off, the only option to actually have his interview already is current Green Bay offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. Hackett has been with the Packers since 2019, which means he was brought up when the head coaching change to Matt LaFleur was also made. He has experience coaching with 4 different franchises, including the Bills, Jaguars, the Bucs, and obviously the Packers. Hackett is 42 years old, putting him toward the younger end of the head coaching spectrum. The next option is one that has become very unpopular after the Cowboys lost to the 49ers yesterday, that being Kellen Moore. I touched on Moore in my previous video, but to reiterate, Moore is certainly the youngest option out there in terms of possible head coaches at 33 years old. He's been the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys for the past 3 seasons, and Moore has real NFL playing experience, albeit as a backup mostly. He also has an award named after him given out to the best college quarterback in the country every season. There is another Cowboy coordinator in the running, that being Dan Quinn. The Dallas defensive coordinator has had his time as a head coach in the NFL in the past, leading the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl back in 2016, and we all know how things went there. He was also the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks back in 2013 and 2014 when the Legion of Boom was in its prime, and led the Seahawks to consecutive Super Bowl appearances and a win in Super Bowl 48. Quinn, along with Moore, should be interviewed relatively soon now that the Cowboys season is over. Up next is the Bucs defensive coordinator Todd Bowles. Bowles' resume is quite extensive. He has had his time in the league playing for both the Washington Redskins and the San Francisco 49ers. As far as coaching, Bowles has quite the laundry list, as you can see. He has had his time as both an interim coach and a full head coach with the New York Jets. Bowles has been the leader of one of the top defenses in all of football over the past 3 seasons in Tampa Bay. He's 58 years old, which makes him one of the older options on the market. Rams offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell is another option. As a player, O'Connell was with 6 different teams during his time in the league. He has coached with quite a few teams since his retirement, but didn't become an offensive coordinator until 2019 with Washington, and obviously most recently in 2020 with LA. While O'Connell doesn't necessarily help when it comes to calling plays, he does help the Rams with much of their game planning throughout the week, and works a lot with Matthew Stafford and the other Rams quarterbacks. A very recent NFL linebacker and former consensus All-American has also had his name thrown into the hat of the Minnesota Vikings, D'Amico Ryans, who is the current defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. Even with only 1 year of coordinating experience under his belt, Ryans has garnered some head coaching attention. No doubt that this would be another defensive-minded coach, and Ryans is also one of the younger head coaching candidates out there, sitting at the ripe age of 37 years old. The final candidate as of right now is current Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. Gannon has maybe the most varying experiences of any candidate that the Vikings have requested to interview. Not only does Gannon have college and NFL coaching experience, but he was also an executive with the Rams back when they were still in St. Louis. At the moment, he's the only candidate that has been a scout as well in some sort of capacity. He sits at the younger end of the spectrum at the age of 39. And that wraps up who we have as of now. Who do you think should join this list, and who do you think should be taken off in your opinion? Sound off in the comments down below. This has been a Skull Network production. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next video.